AITA for refusing to be the godfather of my cousin's pet octopus? Look, I'm used to weird family events. I'm 34, work in software, and have a pretty chill life. But my cousin Darren? He's that cousin. The one who got really into kombucha brewing for a while. The one who tried to start an alpaca petting zoo. The one who proposed to his now-fiancée at a medieval joust in full armor. So when I got an engraved invitation in the mail, yes, actual gold-embossed paper, I wasn't that surprised. What caught me off guard was the last line. Please come prepared for the Godfather naming ceremony. First, I thought it was a joke. I texted Darren. Hey man, what's this Godfather thing? You guys having a kid? His reply came back instantly. Even better. You'll see. Can't wait. Cue mild anxiety. Now, I love my cousin, but we haven't exactly been close since college. And Darren's fiancée, Vanessa, is eccentric. Think crystals in her purse, essential oils for every occasion, and an actual belief that her plants can talk to her if she listens hard enough. Still, it was a housewarming party. I figured worst case, I'd go eat some finger foods, clap politely, and bail after an hour. Fast forward to Saturday night. I show up at their new place. A sleek condo downtown with floor-to-ceiling windows and way too many neon lights for my taste. The place was decked out like an underwater fantasy. Blue streamers, seaweed garlands, a giant cardboard cutout of Poseidon in the corner. Music, ambient whale sounds. I'm greeted at the door by Darren in a sea captain's hat and Vanessa in a flowing sea green dress that honestly looked like a mermaid costume. They hug me enthusiastically. You made it. You're going to be perfect. Vanessa whispers, eyes gleaming. I'm thinking, perfect, for what? Then they hand me a program. Yes, a literal printed program for the evening. I open it up. Schedule of events. 7 p.m., cocktail hour. 7:45 p.m., the reveal. 8:15 p.m., Godfather naming ceremony. 9 p.m., cake and dancing. And there it is in big, bold print. Chosen Godfather. My name. I nearly spit out my drink. Now I'm scanning the crowd. Maybe they're joking? Maybe this is some gag gift? But no. Everyone seems dead serious. People are chatting about how happy they are for Darren and Vanessa, and how exciting it is to welcome a new soul into the family. At this point, my girlfriend, who wisely stayed home, starts texting. How's it going? I reply, there's going to be a Godfather ceremony. For what? I still don't know. Just as I hit send, Darren clinks his glass. Ladies and gentlemen, friends and family, the moment has come. Please gather around the tank for the big reveal. I swallow hard. The tank? The crowd shifted toward the corner of the living room. And that's when I saw it. An enormous custom-built aquarium, easily the size of a hot tub, glowed softly with blue lights. It was full of swirling kelp, fake coral, and a scattering of little plastic treasure chests. At the center, lazily undulating its 8 arms, was a giant Pacific octopus. The thing was huge, easily 4 feet across when fully stretched out. Its skin pulsed from dark purple to pink as it floated gracefully through the water. A small brass plaque on the tank read, Sir Squiggleton, beloved son of Darren and Vanessa. Born June 5, 2025. Adopted July 1, 2025. My jaw hit the floor. Darren beamed at the assembled guests. Thank you all for coming to welcome our newest family member. Sir Squiggleton is not just a pet. He is our child, our pride, our joy. People applauded. Some actually wiped away tears. I glanced around in disbelief. Was I on a hidden camera show? Vanessa stepped forward, voice trembling with emotion. Tonight, we will honor Sir Squiggleton by choosing a godparent. Someone who will guide him spiritually, emotionally, and financially through his precious, brief life. She locked eyes with me. That person is you. I nearly dropped my drink. Darren continued. My cousin has always been someone I looked up to. Smart, responsible, stable. We couldn't think of a better godfather for Squiggy. Squiggy. My brain short-circuited. Now everyone was staring at me expectantly. I forced a smile and half-heartedly waved. Internally, I was screaming. Vanessa then announced, "And now, to make it official, we will proceed with the godfather naming ceremony." Out came a man in full scuba gear. I am not kidding, wetsuit, goggles, snorkel, flippers. He waddled over and gave a solemn nod. Vanessa introduced him as Father Deep Sea Dan. "Please gather by the tank," he intoned. At this point, I desperately texted my girlfriend again. "They want me to be the godfather of a giant octopus. There is a priest in scuba gear." Her reply, "Get out. Run." But it was too late. They led me up to the tank. Vanessa handed me a small velvet pillow with a tiny octopus-sized hat, like a miniature top hat with a gold ribbon. Father Deep Sea Dan began some kind of ritual chant involving Poseidon, the ocean's bounty, and the eternal wisdom of the eight-legged oracle. I was sweating bullets, trying not to laugh or faint. Finally, Vanessa presented me with an ornate envelope. Before we conclude, the godfather must accept his sacred responsibilities. I opened the envelope. Inside was a contract. Title, Godparent Financial and Emotional Commitment Agreement. Highlights included: agreeing to contribute to Sir Squiggleton's $20,000 emergency medical fund, purchasing specialized octopus life insurance, monthly spiritual check-ins via Pet Psychic, committing to assuming full financial responsibility if Darren and Vanessa were ever incapacitated. I blinked at the contract. The room fell silent. Dozens of expectant eyes bored into me. Darren smiled. "Ready to sign, cuz?" I stood there, this ridiculous contract in my hands, surrounded by people treating this whole thing like it was the christening of a royal baby. My mouth opened, then closed, then opened again. The words just weren't coming. Vanessa's eyes shone with excitement. "We even hired a lawyer to draft the contract. Isn't that adorable? You'll be Sir Squiggleton's guardian angel." Adorable wasn't the word I'd use. The contract was 5 pages long, dense legal language interspersed with cutesy octopus clip art. Some gems included: the godfather hereby swears an oath to honor the wisdom of the sea and protect Sir Squiggleton in perpetuity. Should Sir Squiggleton require relocation, the godfather agrees to personally oversee and fund transport in an appropriate aquatic vehicle. Monthly gifts of enrichment, live crabs, puzzle feeders, etc. are expected, minimum value $100. And of course, the kicker, a non-refundable emergency fund contribution of $20,000 is required upon signing. I looked up dazed. Darren gave me a thumbs up. Vanessa clasped her hands together as if witnessing a sacred moment. Father Deep Sea Dan boomed, "Now let us proceed to the ceremonial signing." He produced a quill pen and actual feather dipped in an inkwell. I kid you not. The crowd began chanting, "Sign, sign, sign." I panicked. I stammered, Guys, this is really flattering, but I'm not sure I can." Before I could finish, Vanessa gasped, eyes welling up. "You're hesitating?" Darren frowned. "Bro, we trusted you with this. We thought you loved us. We thought you loved him." He gestured dramatically to the tank where Sir Squiggleton had attached himself to the glass, arms spread like a sea creature crucifix. Someone in the back whispered loudly, he can sense the betrayal. The room grew heavy. Vanessa began to cry. "I can't believe this. After everything we've done, after choosing you." Darren shook his head in disappointment. "Your family. This was supposed to be a moment of unity." I raised my hands. "Look, I'm honored, truly. But I can't sign a legal contract committing tens of thousands of dollars and lifelong responsibility to an octopus." Gasps. Literal gasps. Aunt Marlene from across the room shouted, "How dare you?" Someone else muttered, "Heartless." Vanessa sobbed harder. Darren put an arm around her and glared at me. Father Deep Sea Dan cleared his throat. "In my professional experience, it is most inauspicious to refuse a sea creature's blessing at this stage." I had to bite my tongue not to burst out laughing. Instead, I calmly set the contract down and said, "I'm sorry. I can't do this." Silence. Tense, humid silence. Then, Vanessa ran from the room in tears. Darren glared daggers at me. "You just ruined our night," he hissed. I grabbed my jacket, offered a weak wave to the stunned guests, and bolted. Little did I know this was only the beginning. The second I stepped into the hallway outside Darren's condo, I exhaled like I'd been holding my breath for an hour. My hands were shaking. I mean, what had just happened? I wasn't even in my car yet when the first ding hit my phone. Family group chat. Aunt Marlene, I can't believe my name would disrespect Darren and Vanessa like that. Shameful. Cousin Becky, I thought he loved animals. Guess not. Per Squiggy. By the time I started the engine, there were already 37 unread messages. I wasn't going to read them. I got home and tried to explain it to my girlfriend. She stared at me in disbelief. Wait, they expected you to legally adopt the octopus? Yes. And fund a $20,000 emergency account. She laughed so hard she cried, then said, You realize this is going to become a thing in your family, right? Oh, it did. By morning, I was Facebook famous for all the wrong reasons. Darren had posted a long, dramatic message. Last night, our beautiful celebration was marred by betrayal. The person we chose to be Sir Squiggleton's godfather refused his sacred duty. If you believe in love, family, and compassion for all beings, please share this. Attached was a photo of me standing awkwardly by the tank, contract in hand, looking bewildered. 400 likes. 87 comments. The hashtags? Hashtag SquidFatherFail. Hashtag HeartlessCousin. Hashtag Cephalopod Rights. I almost choked on my coffee when I saw a meme someone made, a cartoon octopus with a single tear and the caption, Not everyone can be a squidfather. My phone blew up. Cousins, aunts, even an old high school friend texted, Dude, what happened? The worst was Aunt Marlene leaving me a voicemail, full-on dramatic soap opera voice. I am deeply disappointed. You have brought shame upon this family. Do not bother coming to Christmas this year. We need to heal without your negativity. Christmas. Over an octopus. Darren messaged me privately. I can't believe you of all people would mock our love for Squiggy. Vanessa is devastated. You owe us an apology. I stared at the message. Part of me wanted to type back a snarky reply about legal liability and cephalopods. But I decided silence was safer. My girlfriend said you should talk to a lawyer just in case. You didn't sign anything, but they sound unhinged. Good idea. I called my old college buddy, now a contract lawyer. When I explained this situation, he laughed so hard I thought he'd pass out. Bro, that's not a contract, that's a religious pamphlet with legal cosplay. Completely unenforceable. But what if they try something? Then we'll countersue them for emotional distress caused by cult-level cephalopod worship. We laughed, but I still felt a pit in my stomach. Darren and Vanessa weren't done. Not even close. For about a week, I tried to lay low. No family calls, no group chat replies, no social media posts. I figured the storm would blow over once Darren and Vanessa found a new hobby, maybe tarot for sea cucumbers or something. I was wrong. The next wave hit one bright Wednesday morning when I checked my email. Subject, important, spiritual resolution opportunity. From Vanessa Waters octopusherthealer@gmail.com. Oh no. The email read, Dear my name. Sir Squiggleton is in great distress following the betrayal he sensed at his naming ceremony. We've consulted a gifted pet psychic, Madame Coral, who confirmed Squiggy feels abandoned and spiritually wounded. However, Madame Coral believes healing is possible if you attend a cleansing session and formally apologize to Squiggy's soul. Session fee is $250 payable via Venmo. We will be scheduling this Saturday. Please respond ASAP so we can secure your spot and begin the healing journey. I nearly spat out my coffee. I forwarded it to my girlfriend who replied instantly, What is wrong with your family? I also sent it to my lawyer friend, mostly for the laugh. He called me 5 minutes later, wheezing. Do you realize you're living a South Park episode? I'm aware, I sighed. You're fine legally. Just don't engage. If they escalate, we'll hit back. Honestly, I hope they try something. I want to be the first lawyer on record arguing a case about octopus soul healing negligence. But the emails kept coming. By Friday, I had received 3 more increasingly guilt-trippy messages from Vanessa and 2 from Madame Coral herself, who claimed, Sir Squiggleton has chosen to forgive, but only if your aura is cleansed and your commitment to the octopus realm is renewed. My favorite part? The sign-off. In the embrace of 8 arms. Madame Coral. At this point, the family pressure cooker reignited. My mom called, frustrated and confused. Honey, I don't understand. Why won't you just apologize? You hurt their feelings. It's not about money, it's about love. Mom, they want me to spiritually atone to an octopus. Through a psychic. For $250. Well, maybe just do it to keep the peace? I groaned. I'm not paying a single cent to apologize to an octopus through a woman named after a reef. Then came the Facebook escalation. Vanessa posted a photo of Sir Squiggleton clinging forlornly to a corner of the tank, captioned, "He waits. Will his godfather return?" Thousands of likes. Shares. Hashtag justice for Squiggy was now a thing. My girlfriend said you can't let them guilt you into this circus. Don't worry, I said. I'm not giving them a dime. But if they show up in person, we may need a bigger tank. Little did I know they were about to take things to a whole new level. Saturday morning rolled around, the day of the cleansing session. I ignored the calendar invite Madame Coral had sent. Yes, there was an actual Google Calendar invite titled Octopus Soul Healing, figured the drama might finally fizzle out. Then the doorbell rang. It was barely 8:30 a.m. I shuffled to the door in sweatpants, opened it, and there stood Darren. Disheveled, wild-eyed, holding an enormous cooler with both hands. "He's sick," Darren blurted, pushing past me into the living room. Whoa, what are you doing?" I protested. "We're going out of town for an emergency. Vanessa booked a last-minute sea wellness retreat. You're taking care of Squiggy." I blinked. "You can't be serious." "I am dead serious." He plopped the cooler onto my coffee table with a dramatic thud. "He needs around-the-clock attention. The psychic said your energy is part of his healing journey." "Darren, I never agreed to You OW him. You abandoned him." Darren's voice cracked. I opened the cooler out of sheer morbid curiosity. Inside was Sir Squiggleton in a clear bag of seawater, glaring at me, or so it felt. On top was a laminated care sheet titled Sir Squiggleton's Needs Emergency Protocol. It included: maintain water at 55 degrees Fahrenheit. Rotate enrichment toys hourly. Play soothing underwater recordings. Monitor tentacle activity for signs of spiritual despair. Feed thawed crab legs 3x daily, organic only. Conduct loving verbal affirmations. I stared at Darren, speechless. "We'll be back Monday. You better not screw this up. Or you'll answer to the whole family." And with that, he was gone. I sat on the couch, cooler staring at me like an accusatory eyeball. "Babe?" I called. My girlfriend emerged from the bedroom, bleary-eyed. I explained the situation. She looked at the cooler. Looked at me. "You're kidding." "I wish." She sighed. "Well, we can't let the poor thing die. But I'm charging your cousin double for the stress." Cue frantic Googling. How to care for a sick octopus in a cooler. Signs of octopus distress. DIY emergency octopus tank. Within an hour, we'd set up a makeshift habitat in the bathtub. I called every aquarium store in town, finally found an aquarium vet willing to consult over the phone. "Vet, wait, they left you an octopus in a cooler? Are they insane?" "I'm starting to think so." The vet guided us through stabilizing the temperature, oxygenating the water, adding temporary filters. We even played soothing ocean sounds, because why not? As night fell, I sat on the bathroom floor, staring at Sir Squiggleton drifting slowly under dim light. "Buddy," I whispered, "you and me, we didn't ask for this." Little did I know the night wasn't over. Squiggy was about to cause the biggest mess yet. By midnight, I was exhausted. I'd spent the whole evening checking water temperature, adjusting makeshift filters, and softly whispering, "You're a very good octopus," like some kind of deranged underwater life coach. Sir Squiggleton seemed stable. His tentacles moved slowly and he was breathing, or pulsing, or however octopuses breathe. The vet had reassured me. "If he's calm, you're doing fine. Just don't startle him." My girlfriend and I high-fived. We were about to call it a night when she said, "Are you sure he can't get out of the tub?" The vet said they're escape artists, but I mean, the sides are high and it's a deep tub. She frowned. "I dunno. That lid looked sketchy." To be safe, I placed a large metal baking tray across the top, weighed down with 2 cookbooks, Modern Software Architecture, and The Joy of Cooking. "Good luck getting past that, Houdini," I muttered. We went to bed. Around 3:15 a.m. I woke to a faint, wet slap. Then another. Slap. 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 My eyes snapped open. My girlfriend stirred. "What was that?" I grabbed my phone flashlight and crept toward the bathroom. The door was ajar. I will never forget what I saw next. Sir Squiggleton, wet, slimy, tentacles splayed, was eyeing the hallway. He had somehow pushed aside the tray, slithered up and over the tub wall, and was now inching across the hardwood floor toward the living room. "Oh my God," I yelled. My girlfriend screamed from the bedroom. Is he out? Yes. Cue full-on 3 a.m. chaos. I grabbed a mixing bowl and a towel, trying to gently scoop him without harming him. He slapped at the bowl with surprising force and shot a stream of water straight at my face. He was mad. Real mad. Meanwhile, he'd left a trail of slime across half my hallway and had already knocked over the router. My girlfriend frantically unplugged electronics. Why are octopuses so smart? I shouted. You're the one who took the job, she shouted back. After a tense 15-minute standoff, we finally got Squiggy back into the tub, reinforced the lid with weights, duct tape, and no joke, a stack of soup cans. By 4 a.m. we surveyed the damage. Wi-Fi router, fried. Laptop charger, chewed through. Car keys, missing. Slime trail, everywhere. It wasn't until morning that we found the keys, inside the bathtub under Squiggy. I was livid. And done. So very done. I texted Darren. Your octopus escaped, destroyed my stuff, and nearly gave us a heart attack. He is fine, but you are picking him up today. No response. If you don't show up by noon, I'm delivering him and the bill to your place. It was war. By sunrise, our apartment looked like a crime scene. The slime trail was drying into weird, crusty streaks. The router was toast. I'd managed to salvage my laptop charger with some emergency tape, but I wasn't optimistic. And the keys, well, they were somehow still sticky even after being rinsed twice. Sir Squiggleton floated innocently in the tub as if he hadn't just attempted a midnight octobreakout. At 8 a.m. sharp, I called Darren. No answer. I texted, I'm serious. Noon, or I'm bringing Squiggy to you, along with an invoice for damages. Still nothing. By 9 o'clock, my patience was gone. I called his number again. Finally, he picked up, sounding groggy. Dude, what? We're at the retreat. I can't deal with this energy right now. Darren, your octopus escaped. He nearly killed my router, chewed through my charger, slimed my entire apartment. You're coming to get him. Bro, you're disrupting the spiritual flow of the weekend. Vanessa says you're projecting negativity onto Squiggy. I nearly threw my phone. Negativity? Your octopus tried to rob me. Darren sighed. Look, we'll be back tomorrow. Just chill and give him love. You've got until noon. After that, I'm driving him to your place. End of discussion. I hung up. My girlfriend stared at me wide-eyed. You're really going to deliver him, aren't you? You're damn right I am. At 11:55 a.m. I packed up the tub setup, sealed tight this time, and gingerly loaded it into the back of my car, lined with towels. Sir Squiggleton pulsed moodily in the water, possibly plotting his next move. I drove across town, heart pounding. I'd already drafted a quick invoice on my phone. Router replacement, $180. Laptop charger, $60. Cleaning supplies, $40. Stress compensation, $1,000 negotiable. I pulled up to Darren and Vanessa's condo just after noon. No answer at their door. Figures. I texted, I'm here. Dropping off Squiggy and invoice. You can sort it out. I left the tub securely taped by their front door, taped the invoice to it, took a photo for proof, and drove off. 10 minutes later, my phone exploded. Darren. What the hell? You can't just leave him unattended. I warned you. Not my problem anymore. 5 furious texts followed. Then one from Vanessa. This is a breach of your Godfather emotional trust contract. You'll be hearing from our lawyer. Oh good. Another layer of nonsense. My girlfriend and I spent the rest of the afternoon disinfecting the apartment. I was done. I poured a stiff drink and posted a quick summary to Reddit, mostly to vent. AITA for refusing to be the godfather of my cousin's pet octopus and now being threatened with legal action after returning him safely? I hit post. The internet, as it turned out, had opinions. By the time I hit post, I felt equal parts cathartic and ridiculous. There's no way this will get traction, I thought. It's too absurd. I was wrong. An hour later, my phone buzzed, someone had replied. Then another. Then 10 more. By the time I finished dinner, the post had blown up. Thousands of upvotes. Hundreds of comments. The top one? NTA. Run. These people are in a full-blown cephalopod cult. Another. Free Squiggy. He's the real victim here. Hashtag Justice for Squiggy started trending outside my family bubble. People were making memes again, this time in my defense. One showed Squiggy behind bars with the caption, "Release me from the drama." Another had an octopus holding a tiny suitcase when your godfather says nope. I was laughing so hard I nearly cried. Then the DMs started. One aquarium specialist chimed in. FYI, octopuses do escape like that. They're notorious escape artists. You did a great job keeping him alive. A lawyer messaged. Their emotional trust contract is pure fantasy. You owe them nothing. If they escalate, you've got a solid counterclaim for harassment and property damage. Even a professional pet psychic commented. As a real pet psychic, yes, we exist. This whole thing is wildly unethical. Also, N01 should be charging $250 for an octopus soul cleanse. I sent screenshots to my girlfriend. She texted back, you are internet famous. You should frame that meme. Then things got weirder. Around 9 p.m. I got an official email from Darren's lawyer, or so he claimed. Dear my name. You have breached the implied emotional trust established between you and Sir Squiggleton by abandoning your agreed-upon duties as godfather. We will pursue appropriate remedies unless restitution and a formal apology are received within 72 hours. I laughed so hard I couldn't breathe. My lawyer friend practically begged me to let him reply. Please. I want to write the response. Pro bono. This will make my year. I texted Darren. I have consulted legal counsel. Your demands are baseless. I will not be engaging further. No response. Meanwhile, my post kept climbing Reddit. By midnight, it hit front page. Total strangers were sending messages of support. Some offered to start a GoFundMe to buy Squiggy a real home with sane caretakers. Others joked, plot twist, Squiggy posted this himself. The next morning, my mom called in a panic. Why is there a thread about this on the internet? The whole family is talking about it. Because Darren tried to sue me over an octopus. Silence. Then a sigh. I can't even defend him anymore. I hung up, grinning. But the final chapter wasn't done. Darren? Vanessa? They still had one last move. 2 days later, just when I thought things couldn't get any more surreal, I got another email. Subject, one last chance for redemption. From Madam Coral. I almost deleted it, but curiosity won. Sir Squiggleton has communicated through me that he still holds a place in his noble heart for you. Should you wish to restore your standing in the octopus spiritual realm, you may attend a private reconciliation ceremony, fee waived, out of compassion. However, she added ominously, should you refuse, you will forever bear the mark of a failed squid father in the eyes of those attuned to the deep currents. I cackled. I couldn't help it. I was being spiritually blackmailed by an octopus psychic. At this point, my lawyer friend was in full war mode. He drafted a polite, professional reply. Any further communication of this nature will be considered harassment and reported accordingly. Cease contact immediately. I hit send. That should have been the end. But Darren and Vanessa had one last public play. They went on Facebook Live. We are heartbroken, Vanessa sniffled, eyes shimmering with crocodile tears. We chose my name to be Sir Squiggleton's guide and protector. But he abandoned us and Squiggy in our time of need. Darren chimed in, family means loyalty. We hope one day he sees the harm he's done, not just to us, but to this beautiful soul of the sea. The comments were a chaotic mess. Hashtag Team Squiggy forever. This family needs an intervention. Has anyone called PETA? Bro, it's an octopus. That last one had 4.7k likes. Meanwhile, my Reddit post continued to spiral. It was picked up by a couple of weird news blogs and someone even animated a little cartoon reenactment of the whole saga, which I absolutely saved. Finally, things started to die down. Darren stopped texting. Vanessa went quiet after another healing crystal sale post bombed spectacularly. The lawyer never followed up, probably because he realized the case was pure fantasy. And Sir Squiggleton? A mutual friend told me that after the drama, Darren quietly rehomed him to a professional aquarium for his own well-being. Probably a wise move. Hopefully, Squiggy is now living his best octopus life, far away from family theatrics. As for me, I'm still getting the occasional random DM, yo, are you the octopus godfather guy? Yep, that's my legacy now. Christmas? I skipped it. My mom fully understood. Honestly, honey, I need a break from the whole lot of them too. I'll probably never attend another one of Darren's parties again. Or sign any kind of emotional trust contract. Or be near an octopus for a very long time. So, Reddit, AITA for refusing to be the godfather of my cousin's pet octopus? Because honestly, I think I'm the only sane one left. Thanks for listening. Subscribe to His Name Was Revenge. Take care and see you in the next story.